Deep breath, race fans, we are back. Welcome to Inters. After the break, we're here for Season 4, Tier 1, Round 11 at Suzuka. Hope you guys have had a banger of a rest. I hope you've drunk some beers, had some barbecues, and had a good old-fashioned family time. Suzuka, we are here for 5.8 kilometres of length. I've lost my voice after the break. 18 turns gives us 10 to the right and 8 to the left. It is a clockwise-ish circuit, of course, with the crossover over the bridge, and in fact just one DRS zone, which is just down the main straight. Typically attendance around here is 200,000 people. I am Marty B. Let's get on with it. And it wouldn't be the same, of course, as you know, as ever, without me best mate, the man himself. Of course, I talk the garbage. He talks the good stuff. Welcome to Sky Race Control this afternoon. JC, hello, my friend.
Marty B, great to be here, of course, mate. We are back after a couple of weeks break. But, yeah, Tier 1, Round 11, Japan. Slightly overcast, but I think it might hold off maybe until the end of the race. We'll see. But forecast is looking a bit shaky towards the end. But we've got a pretty good grid out here. We've got 18 drivers at the moment. Looks like we might be missing Secret from AlphaTauri, unfortunately. It's just not his time zone at the moment. And Sam should be rejoining shortly in the Mercedes, we hope. So it should make 19 out there. Of course, fresh in the memory bank is our last race 3 weeks ago in Australia in round 10, where we saw Riley in the Mercedes take the checkered flag for his first victory of the season. And what a sight it was as he saluted his home crowd on top step of the podium. Prince fought hard to secure P2 and extend his lead in the Drivers' Championship to 79 points over his main rival, KLX, who finished P3 in his McLaren. So that leads us here with just 8 rounds remaining. Those with dreams of a Tier 1 championship in their resume need not pull any more punches from here on out. It's throttle to the floor, pin your ears back, go time for sure. Round 11 Japan, konnichiwa. Action-packed weekend at Inters so far. Can't wait to see what happens in store this afternoon, Martin. Forecast, as I said, looks a bit shaky, and towards the end of the race, we do have a special guest in Sky Race Control. We have Jenneth Lee, who has been an outstanding driver since being signed to Haas in Tier 4. He's just been getting better and better as the weeks have been going on. And, yeah, we welcome him in here. Jenneth, how are you today, mate?
Yeah, how are you guys? It's a very good day today. It's going to be sunny days in Suzuki, as it's very good teams. And we have 18 drivers, what my partner said so, since... I'm going to introduce a couple of the reserve drivers here. First of all, we got Jet in Haas, and we have another Haas driver is Boss Wenger, and we have Aussies 2K, who is the reserve driver of Williams here today, and probably maybe Sam is going to join us in Mercedes as a reserve driver later on. I think he's been here already, and see what's going on here. Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Beautiful, thanks for that.
Did we just see Sam join? There's now 19 on the grid, JC. I can see, but I can't see Sam unless my eyes are deceiving me.
It looks like Ducat has actually jumped in the AlphaTauri there, so that's tremendous. That's tremendous. It's good to see that Ducat, the Tier 3 driver, has actually jumped in and, down to the garage. I didn't get word of that as the AlphaTauri team principal, but, yeah, super glad that he's actually... He must have been sleeping upstairs in the bunk bed, I reckon. Yeah, we've got a set up there, so, someone's woken him up and he's out there, so great to see.
But it's great to see. As we do actually see Karama has opted out of Q1 already. I'm not quite sure what's happened there, but it looks like he's had an issue...
I can see
possibly
him.
In the middle sector. It is...
Get on board with Tomo quickly.
Where's Tomo? I can't find Tomo.
It's just round
there he is. Yep, we're on board with Tomo. He's just gone past. That's okay.
That right-hander. A vicious right-hander. If you get caught on the curb there and a bit on the throttle...
It's under the bridge.
With some cold tyres, it's not going to end well for you.
Yeah, we just jumped on board with I'm a Noob as he did come under the bridge down towards the hairpin of turn number 11, and we did see that car parked very firmly up against the barriers, so that is an unfortunate end to Karama's Q1 as Prince puts in a 29.089. That is the benchmark. That is the time to beat. Kong going P2, which is no surprise. Mash Jr. in P3. Great showing from that man. The two Haas of Broke Vegan and Jax in P4, P5 as we stand at the moment. But there is a few cars. This seems to be a trend, JC, of cars going out on the inters. Maybe just, I don't understand, maybe to get their iron. Those inters have got to be horrible in the dry, surely. Right?
Yeah, no doubt. We did see this a few weeks ago, maybe just it was one round ago actually, and I think it was just those guys that are trying to keep a pair of softs in their back pocket towards the end of the race maybe, and they're just going out there and just burning through a few tyres while they can. It's my guess.
Yeah, I reckon, I mean, if there is rain, like, so you did say there was a little bit of sketchy weather possibly towards the end of the race.
Chance of rain towards the end, yeah.
A chance of rain. So how many sets of inters do they get? It must be 2, at least, right?
I think it might be 3.
Oh, 3, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're pretty safe then, really. If they want to go out and burn up a set of inters for some reason on their first qualifying round, I guess fill your boots. It's a bit of a strange thing to do, but yeah.
So we've got Prince up in P1 at the moment. He's got a 29 flat. It's just about 2/10 quicker than AMS Kong in the Ferrari in P2. As we know, he's a quality qualifying driver, as is Dools. Is actually, I think Dools might be, just for those stats that we had coming through during the week, I'm pretty sure Dools he might be on top for overall qualifying in Tier 1 in Season 4. Let's have a look. He's actually sitting P3 at the moment, behind Prince and No Jug, but No Jug, you only take into account that he's raced 4 races, so Dools overall, sitting P2 behind Prince. Best qualifier behind Prince this season. Outstanding.
Outstanding drive indeed. So another drive, we're just sitting on board with KLX at the moment as he just comes down to turn number 11, the hairpin. I imagine there'll be a banger of a time in the McLaren from KLX and probably even Marcus as well as teammate. Marcus has opted to go for the Inters 34 flat, sitting in P12. KLX on an outlap at the moment on a fresh set of the red rimmed shoes. As we all know, KLX is very, very fast, and I'll tell you what, Ducat, I reckon, is the dark horse here. Yes, he's a Tier 3 driver, but he has got some absolute pace, and I know a lot of us and a lot of you out there in Twitchland probably actually copy the Ducat setup because it is such a solid way to go in the car. The car feels so planted all the time, and it's just such a good race car. So I expect hopefully a good showing from Ducat, who has jumped in last minute, as we were just saying, into the AlphaTauri. Who else do we reckon we've got our eye on? Maybe Mash? Possibly a good showing from Tyler as well, do you reckon, JC?
Oh, no doubt about it. Mash is, I think his qualifying position, his average this season is P6. So Mash is always in contention for a top 5 finish this season. Results probably haven't gone his way overall, but yeah, we know how quality he is, and he's capable of winning races here. There's no doubt about it. Jax is one to keep an eye on. Of course, he reserved last round. Outstanding drive from Jax. He's in the Haas today. He's actually on the hards getting out there.
He's on the hards.
Yeah, bit cheeky there. It's interesting to see what time he's going to pull, but I imagine, it'll be a top 10 time even on the hards, I reckon. He's that talented.
Interesting to see. In a sea of red soft tyres, he's decided to get a hard on and try and, show the boys up, I suppose, currently in P11 with the 33.5. I think that 33.5 was actually on the Inters, but now he's changed to hards. He's got to go. Maybe he might even be trying to save some sets of softs. I'll tell you what he's doing. Yeah. He's saving soft for the race because he knows, or he thinks, there's going to be some safety cars. That's what I reckon, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I reckon you might be onto it. Yeah, and of course we know the latest sponsor of Haas is Viagra, so it's an amazing combination. And Broke Vegan, of course, Haas, that's a hell of a strong team. Broke Vegan and Jax, as we see them going around track together at the moment, looks like they might be working together. So I imagine those boys may have previously been racing together, and let's see what they can put on show today.
Yeah, hopefully they don't both go out there and get a hard on together. I mean, probably one set of hards is going to be just enough for that team. So it's going to be interesting to see. Maybe he's going to give old mate a bit of a slipstream, give Broke Vegan a slipstream, the car behind him on the soft tyre. It could be nice to see where they do end up. Broke Vegan, I've raced against Broke Vegan. He is super, super rapid. In fact, this entire tower full of cars, JC, is just terrifying, if I'm honest. I'm so happy that we are no longer in the mix. with these guys. A lot of guys coming out of the pit lane just there as well.
Kenneth, what have you seen there?
12, P12.
P12, yes.
That's
Out of the road he gets
finished,
down the main straight. It's very strange. This track only has one DRS zone, if I'm not mistaken, which is just down the main straight. Of course, it's. I want to say it's a technical track, but it's kind of not. It just seems to be like left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, finish.
I think you'd call it a technical, maybe first and a half sector. I think the first sector you'd probably call technical, just those turns. I mean, they're not really small turns, and you've got to make sure that you square the car up and stay off at least probably 75% of those curves. Curbs. Some of them can be to your favour if you get all over them, especially the last couple of corners. You want to ride them like your sister's mother and take as much as you can.
Absolutely, you want to try and get on 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and just ride that like a donkey in heat. So
Miller,
especially up through Dunlop curve.
Sorry, mate. Miller he exhibited that perfectly there. The last two corners coming around in the Alpine. I think he might be missing a team. No, Karama is there. Yeah, he's just unfortunately DNF'd.
Yeah, Miller P12 at the moment on 2-lap old soft. He's done a double banger, possibly, or he's just gone out on a scrub set of soft. I'm really not actually sure. Broke Vegan pops himself up. So it looks like the low 29s, I reckon, towards the end, to be honest, Prince, Kong, Dulles, Marcus, the top 5 could get into the 28s. I reckon that's what we're looking at as track evolution carries on. Of course, track evolution is when rubber basically goes down on the tarmac, for those who don't know, and you get quicker.
Yeah, Riley in the Mercedes, you're right. He's just shot himself up in a P3 with a 129.1. What is that? That's 1/100th off AMS Kong in the Ferrari, so there's absolutely nothing separating those drivers. And, of course, Dulles is 7/1000ths off Riley in P4, so... And as we see Dulles just go off track there, I think he's avoiding the Mercedes going by, but there's nothing separating those drivers. And of course, if you look all the way down to about P10, there's
less than a second, mate.
Yeah,
that's 4 tenths. That's half a second.
Wow.
Holy crocky.
In the last sector.
The last sector?
Yeah, 2 Alfa Romeo, Scott, and Russell Arm in the last sectors, now in the hot lap.
Now, we actually need to highlight these two drivers if we can, while we can, I reckon.
Yes.
These two somewhat have gone under the radar.
Scott Pichel.
Not bad there. You think Scotty will be able to improve? I reckon that's just his banker. So, as you said, P12, pretty consistent, a 130.1 there, but these two have gone under the radar, as I said. Probably the most consistent drivers, because if you look at the average grid to finish position for Season 4, those two are sitting right at the top. Scotty's a 6.5, and Roscoe in P2 with a 6.3. So wherever they start, they're at least jumping 6.5 positions every time they finish a race. So credit to those guys.
Absolutely credit to those guys. Speaking of highlighting somebody, we're almost at the 5-minute mark of this qualifying session. Do you think it's time? Do you reckon it's time?
It's time. Who's your eye on?
I'm not actually sure at the moment who.
KLX is coming around. Bring it home, Marty.
Oh, mate. All right. Buckle up. Neck up, you Pelicans. It's time for a Marty B hot lap down the long main DRS straight. We go into turn 1. This is double right-hander. Wee bit sketchy. You've got to watch out for that curb. He rides that curb, like you say, like your sister's mother. And just coming in through the S's now through 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. It is 5th gear, 4th gear, if you dare. All over the curbs. This is looking fantastic so far, but you've really got to just squeeze the throttle because you can lose the car. Something terrible up through the Dunlop curve now. We go into turn number 8. It is almost flat out through here. You just jump off the gears, if you like, down into 60, goes right the curve on the outside into turn number 9 under the bridge. This is where a few cars are going to come a cropper, heading down towards the hairpin of turns 10 and 11. You just slow the car right down nice. You cannot take that too much on the apex because it will unsettle the car, so that's the right line to take through there. Now it's absolutely flat out through this part of the track. We're heading down towards Spoon. He will be absolutely balls to the wall. About the 50 metre board, you're just going to squeeze the brake and you run wide. There's a little bit of a glitch there as as you just leave off the throttle and back on, squeeze it all over the curb. This is looking fantastic on the McLaren. This is going to be a slipstream part for a lot of cars that are running lower downforce under the Rolex sign. Down now and towards 130R we go. It is flat out through here. You've just got to keep your teeth inside your mouth, mate. Coming down into Casino Triangle of 16, 17 and 18. You are all over these curbs like a fat kid on a cupcake. Squeeze the throttle, downhill you go. Right hand camber over the start finish line. Flick the DRS button and into P2 he goes with a 28.679. Fantastic showing, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is a Marty B hot lap.
Outstanding form, mate.
Fantastic.
Well done. Yeah, that was brilliant. That was brilliant, and a P2 to boot as well. So he put it all together, and he must have heard your commentary. Probably helped him along the way there. Fantastic call, Marty. Thanks for that. Of course,
no
Marcus. Yeah, his teammate sitting in P6 in the McLaren. Marcus has been in really good form since he's signed to McLaren. He had a bit of just a bit of an unfortunate result in Australia. Had the DNF, but in Saudi Arabia he was up on the podium in P2. So Marcus, he'll be looking to get back up there today and just try and give KLX a bit of support as he tries to chase down Prince. So Jenneth, mate, you've had a little bit of a look at this field now, and I know. You're consistently watching these guys when they're racing out on track. Who would be your favourite for today, and who would you like to see win the race?
Prince.
It's a good question.
Prince. So
Hail Prince. Yeah.
Yes, Prince. Yes, exactly that. But I believe this is because Haas is my TP. In Haas is Jacko is not racing today, and he's very consistent, guys, and I like to see his racing all the times. But to be honest, today's is Prince and the KRX will be very good battles around them, I believe so. So which is the times, and I'm just looking at Jules for the time being. He's going to have his second cold lap, and it's already one of two already, and then he's now in the last sectors and see whether he can correct his better time. Is drivers from the reserve, which has come from T2, right? And he's in the upper terrain and see what's going on in the last lap.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Ducat just coming down that last straight there, last couple of corners. Let's see what he can do, if he can improve. Actually, he's just coming around now. That was looks like he's doing a double out lap, so he's going to start his hot lap now in that AlphaTauri. Yes. Let's hope there's not too much traffic out there for him, because there's a lot of cars on an out lap now, so we'll see what he can do.
Does the double right, he's making that look pretty good in that AlphaTauri. Gosh, what a fantastic looking car that is. I mean, I'm not biased at all, but you know, it is what it is. Sixth gear through the S's, 5, 6 and 7. I reckon he's going to improve coming up through the Dunlop curb there. He's got a fantastic line, JC. We're on board with him at the moment. A little bit wide there, missed the apex, but we'll wait and see what happens with Ducat towards the end of that lap.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ducat missed his race this weekend. He was actually away on an event, and so I think he'll just be happy just to be back in the seat. I know it's Tier 1, and he's not a huge fan of the track at Japan, but just to be out there and giving an effort for the team, you've got to take your hat off to him. And look, he's been an outstanding teammate, I have to say, and also just his contribution at the Inters, crunching all those numbers, getting all the standings for us. He's definitely my vote for MVP. I might be a little bit biased, but I don't think there's anyone that works harder behind the scenes as a teammate. And just the work he puts in. That's not taking away from anyone else who works tirelessly. But yeah, as I said, I'm a little bit biased towards the Battle Cat.
The old Battle Cat.
6 seconds faster in the sector 2.
Who was that, sorry?
Jucat 0.67 seconds faster.
Where's he going to go? He's going to go to P16 with a 30.5, 30 and a half.
Jeez, I'll tell you what, that's not bad. It's not too far off Aussie 2 Goat as well, who, of course, we know is leading the Tier 2 championship, and he's stepping up for Williams today. He's the team principal there, so he's missing a driver. He's the only one representing Williams, so Aussie 2 Goat will be looking to get as many points. But Ducat to be matching it with Aussie there, that's really impressive. Shout out to the Cat.
Shout out to the Battle Cat. I wonder whether he's got the stream running in the background. I know he does sometimes.
I'm sorry, no, Prime is there. My bad. Prime is in the Williams. I'm sorry to cut you off there, but I totally missed that. So Prime Megaby, as we know, number one lawyer on the Inter server, coming around. No, he's coming into pits.
He's
he's gonna finish in P17 there.
He is. going to finish in P17,
Marcus
so
really
minute and a half. Oof.
Marcus in P4.
Oh, I tell you what,
Marcus in
Tomo
P5.
goes P6.
P6 is Tom. Yeah.
Oh, P7, just done by
P7.
Mash, I
P7.
think there.
Mash. Yep. Mash retains his P6 there. Very solid performance. And AMS Kong up in P8. So they'll be looking to work together, those two Ferraris, and Tomo sitting right in between them, as you said, in P7. Tyler in the Red Bull, the team principal there. He's just posted a 1:29.2, and he'll finish P9.
Yeah, Tomo sitting in a very bloody period sandwich there. That is not ideal for him, but P7 is still a fantastic showing for that bloke. So, is that everybody finished at this stage of qualifying? I think it might be. So Prince obviously tops the charts with a 28.5. We'll have to wait until the official results do come through, but on board with Tomo P7. A bit of a mixed bag there, JC. It's going to be a long race, mate. So, and obviously there's a lot of fraught with danger around this track. I know I've crashed around here. And we did see a few incidents last night, and certainly over the weekend there's been a few things that have happened, and a few unfortunate moments, really. But, hopefully safety cars don't breed safety cars. I know that sounds like maybe a commentator's curse, and I don't want to say it, but I also want to say it because it is a real thing that happens out there in the world of tarmac and rubber. So, at the moment, Prince, I'm just going to quickly scroll through these results.
Yeah, go for it.
If you could just read them out while I'm doing that, that would be fantastic.
Oh, right, yep.
We may not have time, sorry.
KLX, yep, just make sure you scroll through and, we'll be fine. So, the two McLarens in P2 and P4. Aston Martin duels there in P5, I'm pretty sure that was. But, I know we get a little bit concerned at the start of the race, and especially if the tiers previously have had a bit of trouble with safety cars and a few crashes. But I tell you what, this Tier 1 team, this Tier 1 list of drivers, they really do go above expectations. And you'll find that it's a lot more similar to the real F1 out there. They're a lot more patient and a bit more courteous, and just they've got a bit more class, a bit more racecraft up their sleeves. And if you have a look at the there's some stats for the percentage of the drivers and how often they actually crash. So what you've got all the way down from P1 to P10, you've got Prince, Riley, Scotty, Tyler, Roscoe, Timmy, Kaipi, Broken Reptile, Kevin Cowell. Well, some of these have only had 3 races, but there's 100% in there for finishes in the races from those 10 drivers.
Oh, wow.
So, and then down from there, down from P11 down to P14, there's 92 to 91% finishes in the races. So very high finishes from these drivers. You don't see too many DNFs, and hopefully that's the case again tonight.
Absolutely. So onto the formation lap we go. Should we sit for the start of this? I mean, I know we've sat with Mash before. We won't sit with Tomo because he doesn't like that with the commentator's curse. So we could probably sit about midfield. Maybe Marcus and the McLaren, do you think, for the start of this race? Let's just bring up the tyres, actually. What have we got? Tyres. So, I'd like to say it's a mixed bag of tyres, but it's not really. It goes mid, hard, a bunch of mids down to 14. 15 and 16, Ducat, of course, and Jack starting on the hard, so is Roscoe. For some reason, unfortunately, it's put Jeneth Lee in there as a hot lap as well, so hopefully we can get him back out into spectator mode. I know I did a hot lap around, I think it was Hungary, JC, wasn't it? Where I did a hot lap as a commentator, and I really got a feel for the track. I really got a feel for the temperature and and just the atmosphere. It was just a wonderful way to start Sky Race Control's evening.
Yeah, look! Shout out to Cody's for putting Jeneth into a
Mercedes
seat. Look, you should have seen what happened. There were 2 men all dressed in black with just white Cody's written on their shirts, and they stormed into Sky Race Control. They kidnapped Jeneth, they dragged him down to the bloody garage and threw him in a Mercedes. And
he's still got his headset on. That's why we can still hear him.
So we're going to get a call from Jeneth on lap 1, just following these drivers around, and he's going to pull into the pits after his first lap and retire, and hopefully that car won't come back out onto track. So Jeneth, before you actually cross the line into pit lane, if you can retire the car before you cross that line, I don't think it'll send your car back out. I remember Karama teaching me that one, so see how you go with that, mate.
In the meantime, mate, just suck up the atmosphere. What a fantastic place to be, in the seat of a Formula One car, straight out of race control, straight from Sky Race Control, I should say, into the seat. And we'll have you back in a minute.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, if those Cody's hitmen could just escort Jeneth back to his chair up here.
It's almost like men in Black, isn't it? They hold up that thing that erases your memory.
You should have seen them. Like, they looked like they were breakdancing, the way they were glitching up the way to the stairs all over the place. But, all right, let's get on board with...
Where should we sit on board? Where should we sit on board?
Marcus. Let's get on board with Marcus, mate.
Let's go, Marcus. All right, do you want to take us away with the start of the race, JC?
Sure, mate. I can do that. Looks like all the cars are in position for this grid. Round 11 enters. We have 3, 4, we have 5 red lights. They're out. But they're being held, of course. Enters, just a little bit of a hesitation. It looks like Marcus gets off pretty well there. He's trying to get up on the inside. He gets up on the outside of his teammate. Looks like he goes straight up into P2 with KLX into P3. Looks like everyone's holding a fairly good line. Prince got a great start. He's up to about 3.5 tenths in the front. So,
there's a Mercedes round.
What have you seen? It looks like Riley.
There's cars out. I don't know who that
Riley's
was.
having trouble.
That's Riley.
That was unfortunate. Did you see what happened there?
Yes, we did see what happened. There was a Mercedes that lost. I'm not sure what happened, whether he got tapped or not, but it must have been Riley that got a wee bit squiggly into turn, I'm going to go turn 2 maybe on the exit. Just an unfortunate moment, racing incident, I reckon. There was nothing aggressive there, but as we move further up the field, the 2 McLarens have just popped up into P2 and P3. Let's go, McLaren. The hards of Marcus. He's going to have to get them fired up nice and early, but he's going to run super, super long. So is Jax. So is Cat and Roscoe. What can you see further down the field, JC?
I can see that Tyler's gone up 2 positions already, so he's got the jump on AMS Kong, and Miller as well. And the Alpine has just gone on the outside of AMS Kong up into P8, so he's jumped 4 positions. So Miller is in some fine form right now.
Cat's out.
Ducat. What happened there, guys?
Virtual safety car? I cannot see it.
We were on board. We were sitting on turn 12. I think, unfortunately, Ducat just got caught up. Yeah, he just got caught up in the carnage. So that is a VSC, ladies and gentlemen, the first VSC of the race. But Riley's gone down 13 positions. Not many other movers in the field at this stage. Prime Megabee's gone up 5. And so has Karama. But everyone else has sort of only gone up a small handful of chips, to be honest.
So AMS Kong is in the pits. He must have had a bit of damage in lap 1. So that's unfortunate.
It is a wing change. Yeah,
it is a wing change. Positions. So hopefully that won't cost him too much. He's getting the change done early on under virtual safety car. But of course, it's much early to be pitting, isn't it?
It really is. You don't want to be going onto those hards too early, because then, of course, that's going to cause you to pit later in the race, possibly back to some new meds, which would be, a good option. As Miller gets a drive-through penalty speeding under VSC. That is that Delta. I wonder if that's the Cook Delta. Let's just cross our fingers that was the Delta glitch and he can get that. You can't even really get a drive-through removed, can you?
No, both Alfa Romeos as well in pit lane, so not a great start for Scotty and Roscoe. Roscoe, I believe, he thinks he's a bit of a roadblock in Japan, so I think it's just playing out that way, unfortunately, for him so far. But it's early on, and yeah, like we said, those blokes are just so consistent, and they should move through the field, hopefully with a bit more ease as the race moves on. We've got Karoom up in P12 in the Alpine. It looks like we're back under racing again. So we'll move back up a bit further and let's have a look. It looks like Brogue Vegan in the Haas in P8 is putting a little bit of pressure on Miller. He does. It looks like he's got a lot of straight line speed. He goes up on the inside of the Alpine, gets the move done. Neck up, you Pelican. That's what he says. Up on the inside of that curb. Takes it very nicely. Miller, of course, looking to get the move back. Will he send it up on the inside? No, he doesn't. Hesitates. Gets a lot of that curb. He's going to get a good exit here. Looks like Brogue Vegan went a little bit deep. And Miller is pulling into the pits to get rid of that drive-through straight away.
That's a great option. Get rid of it. Chuck some hards on. I don't want to say it, but JC, there's going to be another safety car. It's just the way that Japan works. There probably is going to be. So he's going to jump onto the hard tyre, I imagine. Sorry, no, you don't pit under drive-through. What am I saying? He's going to probably want to go onto the hards soon, unless he's going to run very, very long on those meds. That's going to be a gamble of a race for him, but he does come out in P14. Not really that bad. That's not too bad.
That's not too bad considering.
He's only gone down 2 positions from where he started in P12.
Ooh, let's have a look at on board with Tomo at the moment in P6. He's just put a bit of pressure on Mash, who looked to get a little bit squiggly out of turn 9, but managed to hold that Ferrari in place there. Let's have a look coming into the hairpin. Tomo taking a very nice line, following Mash.
I'll tell you what, Tomo is rapid around here. We are on board with Tyler in the Red Bull. down now through 12 towards Spoon. So, I mean, we raced against Tomo on, was it Wednesday or Thursday night, and he is just so rapid, especially this part of the track. Turn 14, the exit of Spoon, he gets a fantastic exit, pulls away from the Red Bull under the Rolex sign down towards 130R, which is weird because it's a left-hand turn, should be 130L if I had anything to do with it, but it's flat tack through here. So Tomo's going to try and get a good run on the Mash Rari. I reckon down onto the main straight. DRS could actually, in fact, be... Have we had DRS enabled yet or not?
I think it might be enabled after this one. Let's have a look. Oh, no, it is. He's got it open.
Oh, it is? Yep.
Tyler's got it open, and so does Tomo. So let's have a look if either of these two drivers are bold enough to make a move into turn 1 here. It's a tricky turn. You don't want to brake too late because you get up on that curb on the left, but all these drivers take a fantastic line through there. Let's have a look through here. Yep, nice curb on the left-hand side. You want to stay away from that one on the right, and this one on the left, and this one on the right.
Mash going a bit deep.
Now, this is the corner I really love. If you can just get it
Dunlop
timed
curve.
right, you punch it out of here, and it's just a bit of a thrill, I tell you. You'd hit probably about 3 Gs coming out of there. Bit of a roller coaster through here. And you just want to get this one as straight as you can on the exit and not get too much of that curb on the left-hand side. And these drivers are executing perfectly.
Oh, mate, that is some fantastic stats there on exactly how you want to be driving. And Tomo is just, he's showing how you should be doing. I wonder whether he's just maybe waiting. What can you see?
Up on the inside, on Prime. Banging
contact. Oh,
looks like he
gee
gets the job
whiskers.
done.
Holy crikey. Oh, he took him out.
That was a bit of a...
I think I'm a noob actually came across on Prime. We were kind of on board for that, but it looks a little bit glitchy.
A little bit glitchy, yeah. It does look a little bit glitchy. So it'll all come out in the wash. We'll see what happens. I'm on board with Jax right now. He's in P12. He's fought back after, I think he caught up in a few early incidents with Ducat. That's just a speculation. I'm not sure exactly what happened. But he's only 3.5 tenths behind Karama at the moment. We know Karama is super fast in that Alpine. So let's have a look and see if Jax can make an early move coming into lap 6.
Yeah, it's only lap 6. This is such a long race. 5.8 kilometres is the distance around here. And it's just such a long lap and a lot of concentration as he jumps on the brakes very, very late. Jax just about pulling that car up on the exit of 2 through 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. We are probably about to head. There's so many corners here.
Oh, there's a car out. Goes facing the wrong way. Oh, that was dangerous. That could have been a very dangerous incident there if those two would have collided. Of course, Jax was a bit blinded to that. And just following that car in front of him, of course, it's pretty hard to see. But this is a great little battle here. And, of course, if we move up, you've got Tomo and Tyler and Mash still battling it out there. And Broke Vegan has actually joined that train. So we've got 4 cars there battling it out for P5.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Mash is the unexpected... slightly slower car, should we say? I don't want to use the B word, but he is the slightly slower car creating a DRS train behind himself, and Tomo is just being actually held up. So is Tyler. Broke Vegan, sorry, not I'm a noob, he is 5 seconds behind, but it's just about a 4-car train sitting there behind Mash. Now, that's not like Mash. He is very, very rapid in himself, and he just can't seem to get that car hooked up.
Yeah, Dulce has got the DRS, so Mash is doing doing really well just to try and bridge that gap. Oh, looks like he got a little bit squiggly there. Is he warming the tyres up?
You talking about Dulles?
No, it was Mash. I was on board with Tomo. It looks like he was just going side to side, but maybe it was just the graphics. Who knows? But he's closing that gap. It's just over, what is it, just over 1.2 seconds at the moment there.
Yeah, I see Karama's just been done by Jax as well. I think he did get the move done on the hards. Is Jax. So the mids are a wee bit deep goes Jax. The mids around here probably do, I think safely, should we say maybe 12 laps, 15 if you are just super careful.
Yeah, 15 is pushing it, I reckon.
It is
13,
pushing it. Yeah, 13. Yeah. It depends how tightly strung you've got your undies, I suppose. But if you just want to push them a little bit, you can go to 13, like you say.
Oh, we've got a yellow in Sector 1. It looks like it might be a Mercedes. A Williams. It is. It's Prime. Prime Mega. He's having a bit of trouble there. Yep, he's on the grass just waiting for a couple of cars to go by. Looks like a Mercedes. And Scotty in the Alfa Romeo. Yep, it's very classy, a Prime, just to get out of the way there.
Yeah, good sportsmanship there, mate. Unfortunate for that Williams driver. Down now to P17. 18 cars left on the grid. The McLarens still sitting in P2, P3. So, as everybody knows, my blood runs orange, to be honest. But I'd like to see a bit of showing. I don't know what's happened to Mash. Tomo seems to have dropped off a wee bit. What can you see, Jeneth?
Tomo is quite close and burned all the ERS, and it's not very good for him, I believe. But it's just very exciting seeing those and KRX in pre-free, the battle in pre-free. They both driving very consistent around the sector 1 for the time being, and the ERS is quite full and battery is quite full, to be honest. And see what's going on. It's quite good traction around these two guys, and they going very consistent. The gap just between 0.5 seconds between those, yes. And see what's going on. See coming through 20 laps.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, I agree.
There.
Absolutely spot on.
Look at Dulles. He's got 98% ERS. He's just burnt a fraction. I think he pressed it for about half a millisecond there, and he's got 100% ERS. So Dulles has got a lot sitting there up his sleeve, for the rest of the race. So he's doing very well. He's keeping in KLX's DRS zone and just keeping a lot of battery in reserve. Great driving.
A lot of battery in reserve, like an Energizer bunny, isn't he, really? So down through Spoon.
I have already burned them all out about 7 laps after that.
Yeah, me too.
We're all the same. Yeah, it takes a lot of discipline. I'll tell you what, for those listening out there, it takes a lot of discipline to not burn up your battery in the first 5 to 10 laps. But as TRL Limitless shows, I don't know who follows TRL Limitless, but it shows that if you can just hang on to it and just bloody well keep your fingers off the steering wheel, it really comes into its own towards the end, because you've just got so much to play with and you can just deploy it as you need to defend, but also to make overtakes a lot easier. So up further in the field, Dulles is having a good battle here with KLX, and through turns 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 we head now. So this is where the higher downforce cars are really going to take it into their own. But the lower downforce cars, of course, as we all know, they take advantage on the straight. So it's 50-50. It's mix and match. Depends what you like. Depends how your car feels. Up through the Dunlop curve, we go now on board with Dulles. Marcus gets a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. Track limits. A little bit difficult around here. Not as bad as probably the old Russian track. I suppose that was horrific, but not as bad as some tracks. It's relatively easy to keep the car on the black stuff
and
around here.
Good battles field in the P7 and 6-7 is Break Rankers and Taylor.
Yep,
and
P7
just get past. Yep.
Yeah,
you're right. Did you see Broke Vegan got the move down into turn 1 just half a lap ago? Broke Vegan on Tyler got the move done. Yeah, you must have seen that. Jonathan Tyler's just sticking with him. He's not letting him get too far ahead. Just 5.5 tenths there, just under 5 tenths now. So Tyler's doing well just to battle with those guys up in the top 10.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you where the battle might be actually.
The ERS button is the most attractive buttons in the wheel, alright? It's all the times everybody gonna press it. And with that chance 70%, and you're going to waste it and keep wasting it. At the end of the day, it's low battery.
Yeah.
Alright, those.
I tell you what, Dulles has just leapt past KLX down the main straight, the only DRS zone on this track, and he has made himself an orange McLaren sandwich. Dulles up into P3 in front of KLX, Mash P5, Tomo P6. A great showing from that bloke, but Prince. I'll tell you what, Prince is just...
That's a much better sandwich, no doubt
that
about
is a much better sandwich.
Yep. So, KLX is actually, look, I mean, Dulles only burned about 50% of that ERS, but so did KLX. He's got just as much sitting in the bank there. So these two are going to, you'd imagine, battle it out for the next couple of laps until these guys come into box. Of course, Marcus, he's on the 8-lap-old hards. He does have that time penalty, but is the only one in the top 10 apart from Jax, who's just crept into the top 10 there on the hard tyres. So strategy is going to come into this. And, of course, you reckon maybe Tomo in the mediums, 8 laps. He's 2.5 seconds off Mash. Maybe an undercut. What do you reckon, Marty? Could be on the cards?
Oh, could be on the cards. I know Tomo is very, very good at looking after his tyres, so I just have a strange feeling he's going to run long on the meds. I reckon between 12 and 15, Tomo's going to go on those meds. I know he's losing time at the moment, but it is, of course, an advantage to have the fresher tyres at the end. He has just lost 2 tenths. Do you reckon, you mean like an undercut? Do you reckon he's going to go soon? Do you reckon Tomo's going to jump in soon? I mean, he's just lost half a second now, so...
Maybe after this lap.
maybe after this
Maybe
lap.
after lap 10. Yep, maybe after lap 11. We'll see.
I don't know.
We'll see.
We will see. Absolutely, we'll see.
Broke Vegan is trying to put a bit of pressure on Tomo as they come into turn 1.
P7, yeah.
Let's see what happens here. Of course, Tyler is following right behind the team principal in the Red Bull in P8, so this is where the action is for now. We'll stick with it.
Yeah, Tomo becoming a wee bit of the slower car at the moment. Maybe you're right. Maybe he goes for the undercut and then runs long on the hards and possibly even waits for a late safety car with 5 or 6 to go and jumps on the soft. I know Tomo's super rapid on the soft around here. What have we got? And it's not even really a mixed match field at all. Has anybody boxed at all? What have we got? 10 laps. Roscoe. We've had
Milas and Koch in the P13.
Yes, so 8 laps. So P13 down. Apart from Prime Mega B, I think have boxed.
Yeah,
they must have boxed
Riley,
at the.
Scotty and Roscoe have all boxed.
Yeah, they have. But those hards, they're not going to the end, are they? 20. What have we got? 17, 18 laps. 18 laps plus 8. 26. That's puncture territory, isn't it?
Look, I think it was Aussie M8 yesterday who I was battling against in the last few laps. He was on 23-lap old hards, and I was on, I think, 9-lap old mediums, and he was doing a very good defensive job, but those tyres, I'm sure, were screaming, but he did a very good job to hold on. And, yes, I reckon, yeah, you probably could push him out.
Or we do see Broke Vegan is boxing.
Yep.
So Broke Vegan has made the early call.
He has pulled the pin like a grenade on the battlefield, and
That's
he's going to see. That's a wee bit early.
I thought he would have tried to get in front of Tomo before he would have boxed, but yeah. Anyway, he's made the call, and it might work out for him. So we'll see.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. I mean, what else have we got? Miller is also boxing. Yeah, Miller's boxing. Weird. Onto the hards, obviously.
Onto the hards, yes.
No wing change, which is fantastic. So I think Tomo's actually picked up about half a second on the car on Mash. He may. He's actually picking up a lot of time. So I don't know. It's a real gamble around here, eh? Like, you just sort of go, do I box now and go for the undercut, or do I just run long and wait for a safety car?
Yeah.
So
it is. That's the conundrum, no doubt. But
yeah,
these guys, I think, are experienced enough to make the right call if that's what the feeling is in their bones. And obviously, Broke Vegan and Miller feel like that was the time. The mediums are really going to drop off after 10 laps. And yeah, look, I'm just on board with Broke Vegan. He's doing a really good job nursing these freezing cold hard tyres around, keeping a very good line and not pushing that car too far to its limits and getting it unstable. It's a really good showing here of that outlap.
Outlaps are always sketchy, eh? They're always sketchy, certainly around a track like this, which sort of requires grip.
Oh, 5-second penalty for Noob in the pit lane.
In the pit lane, yeah.
Where are we? Oh, he's going into the hards as well. No wing change. That's good.
It's a bit tricky, that pit lane entry. You want to brake a little bit earlier than usual for those listening. It does catch you out a little bit in Japan, so shout out to Cody's.
Yeah, thanks, Cody's. Even the racing line doesn't even tell you where to brake properly.
Aussie 2K in the pit.
Aussie 2K is boxing, that's right. Yep. So he's had enough. He's putting on the hards. Yeah, I reckon about 11 laps is good. We might see a bit of a run with these guys boxing now. Let's have a look.
That might start a train of boxing, I reckon. Further up the...
Yeah, Prince hasn't really built that much of a gap. He's just over 1.3 seconds, and Marcus is holding on valiantly. So we'll see if he can bridge that gap, because those hards, you'd imagine, will extend a bit more life than those mediums right now.
Yeah, Marcus, with that, let's just bring up penalties. Oops, is he? Bring up penalties. God, I've got to work out my controller. Bring up penalties if we can.
Prince,
so actually
Prince is
only
boxing.
2. Oh,
you're right.
3 seconds for Konoma.
Oof. Penalties currently Marcus 3, Karama 3, and I'm a noob 5 seconds. So, and that's it.
Box. We've had a run
5
of
seconds.
7 cars.
A loss of 5 seconds. A loss of 5 seconds.
Tomo 5 seconds.
Tomo's 5 seconds.
Oh, that'll be speeding in the pit lane for the thermometer and Mash.
Is that? And Mesh, yes.
There's got to be glitches, right? This is crazy.
Nah, it's not glitches. It's just it's a bugger of stronger words I'd love to use, but
1, 2,
it's
3,
just a horrific
5
pit entry.
All right, so who are we on board with?
Man, we're on board. We're currently sitting with Mash, but we should have a look at KLX, who is just warming up those hards. He has just got to.
Really?
He's got to warm up his hard on. He's really got to just start
vegan.
stroking it very gently and
Vegan
just warm it up.
Broke Vegan's coming through this field. They're all on cold hards, and he's got 2-lap old hards. So let's have a look at Broke Vegan. I reckon he might be able to make his way through the field. Oh, he is 3 seconds behind KLX, though, 3.5 seconds. So let's just see if we can put a bit of pressure on Mash here.
Oh, we are sitting on board with Broke Vegan at lap 13 of 27 here at Suzuka. Into turn 11, the hairpin we go. He is putting a lot of pressure on that Ferrari. Through 12 into Spoon. We're just going to sit here on board and just turn up your volume. Let's just have a listen to this house as we go through Spoon. He is going to leap on the throttle. Over he goes, using that glitch on the outside to try and take advantage of no track limits. Oh, know, gosh, that sounds good.
I know Buster will be sitting there in Twitch land watching his Haas teammates cheering them on. Of course, Jack is up in a P2 at the moment on those 13-lap old hards with Marcus. Those two are yet to box yet, so they're just trying to put in as much consistent time as they can on those hard tyres while the rest have just come into box and they're on fresh hards.
Yeah, where is the better? What have we got? I'm a noob down in P10.
P10,
down the main
yes.
straight.
It's a good battle.
Yeah, so sitting behind Tyler. Actually, Tyler seems to be the boat at the I don't like using that word. Sorry, seems to be the slower car at the moment. Just trying to warm up those hards, but Tomo right and behind in that Alpha Tauri through 5, 6, and 7. We go now the S's. Fantastic piece of motorsport track here. Super sketchy. You've just got to be so easy on the throttle up through the Dunlop curve of turn number 8. So the battle seems to be. I've got KLX, I suppose, in P5. Is there any other battles you can see further down the field, JC?
Oh, look, they're a little bit spread out. I'm just on board with Riley. I'm flicking between Riley and AMS Kong. Just these lines that these guys take, it's just a dream to watch, just to get on board. And I wish I was this talented, but I'm clearly not. Tomo's about 5 tenths behind Tyler at the moment. He's really consistent, you've got to say. Every weekend, every round, Tyler is always in the top 10. He didn't think he belonged in this tier, so yeah, shout out to you, Tyler. You've proved yourself so worthy again and again, mate. Just consistent driving. Dools up in a P4. He's been really consistent today. KLX, as always. And just some of these other drivers coming through the field. It's just impressive driving, mate.
Yeah, I was just watching Tomo actually coming through turns 16, 17, and 18, the final chicane. Man, he really rides that curb, eh? So a lot of these drivers are going to be working on trying to find out where the, not the glitches, but the advantages. Great word, JC, great word. The advantages of where you can actually take some liberties without cheating. Of course, everyone gets the same, liberties. Love it. So take some liberties without. I mean, everybody gets the same rules. You can't cheat. You can take some time to have a think about, unless you've got a USB and a PC, and your name is Thomas Ronha. Shout out to Thomas Ronha. Boom, boom, boom. But on with the show.
On with the show.
Marcus is going to the pit a lot.
Who's coming in, Jenneth?
Marcus, just stay out. Still stay out, Marcus.
He's going to stay out, is he? He does.
Where is he? Jax in the P2.
Let's have a look. Oh,
what's he going to do?
Look at that. Takes these last curbs superbly.
Oh, it'll stay out for Jax.
Tell you what, he's closing that gap too. He's taking time off Marcus in P1.
Here comes Prince though, 4.2. Let's keep an eye on that gap. The fight could be down with Tomo. I tell you what, Tomo's got to get past Tyler. He's just got to get there. He's got to get the move done. Tyler's holding him up, sadly. Down the main straight, DRS. Tomo's going to.
Oh, Broke Vegan. He's got the move done on the inside of Mash into turn 1. Let's get on board.
Oh.
Just pass it, turn 1. Very easy peasy.
Oh, man. What a move.
Just side by
Gosh, that
side,
colour's
get
fantastic.
inside, and then turn once, get it very quickly.
Yeah.
Easy.
Oh,
Yep.
nice. Okay.
Yep.
What is hell?
Great job. Broke Vegan, you'd have to say he's the overtake driver of the day. He's been carving through this field.
He really has. He really has. Sitting with I'm a Noob at the moment in P10 behind Tomo. Both of these drivers seem to be held up by, I guess, by Tyler, but effectively by Broke Vegan, kind of, who has now become the leader of the pack. So Mash behind Tyler, Tomo, I'm a Noob. AMS Kong becoming into the picture as well, but he has yet to box. AMS Kong, those hards are not going to go to the end. He is going to have to box again. Who else is left? Marcus, of course, left to box, and so is Jax. Prince currently sitting in net P1, Dills P2, and so on down the order we go. Roscoe down the bottom of the field there in the Alfa Romeo.
You know what?
Jesse, stay out.
You know what? Jax. Hang on. Let's have a look. Have they actually boxed? I thought maybe one of them boxed earlier.
No,
maybe I'm wrong.
No, not even
Okay.
P1,
Let's
P2.
just
The
have
Marcus
a
and
look
Jackass
at-
is still low stock for the
Okay.
pit.
I thought maybe they try and go the whole way, but no, they can't.
You
No,
can't.
they can't.
What is
No,
the
you
penalty for not?
definitely
What's the penalty for not changing your tyres?
Disqualification.
Holy crikey! You don't want to do that.
Nope.
Okay, let's just.
Yeah, you'll feel like
rule
Carlos
that one
Sainz
out.
after the Australian Grand Prix.
Ooh. too
The
soon.
way
Too
I
soon.
was saying, yeah.
Not happy. Not happy, Jan. Anyway.
Yellow fat, Saturn 3. Mula.
All right.
Mula's in the P
What else?
second. Got some spin.
I'll tell you what, they're starting to spread themselves out a wee bit. KLX is really the only battle that's going on. Behind, excuse me, behind Dills and P4.
There's I'm a Noob, who's getting closer and closer to Tomo. As he just go around that left hairpin there.
Turn 11.
Marcus peak, P1.
Marcus is pitting.
Oh,
Yep.
Marcus.
The race leader. Well,
The race leader.
the net. Well, yeah, I guess he is the race leader. Yeah, he is.
Oh, yeah.
Until
That's,
Prince comes by.
P2, Jesse P2, see that whether he forward or not.
going mids.
No,
I'll tell you what
stay out,
though.
Jesse,
I'll tell you
stay
what.
out.
Prince. Everybody else is on hards. So Marcus,
What's Roscoe?
what was he just? What was Marcus on? He must have been on hards. Started
Yeah,
on
of
hards.
course,
Yeah.
Yep, that's right.
So onto the mids. Where is he going to come out? Probably P3.
Ooh, Roscoe's coming out of the pits here, and he's got to get out of the way. You'd imagine he's holding at the moment. I think he's got. Is it Marcus behind him?
Yes. It is.
No.
Yes.
It is.
I think it was.
And
Yeah.
he's just gone by. Yep.
He
he's
has
just
gone by. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what. Marcus might be able to make, if he can heat these tyres up and just bring them into the window very, very easy, then I wonder if he can make these work and possibly even get a P2. Obviously, Jackson's still got a box. So these mids have only got to do 10 laps, and that's fine. They'll easily do 10 laps safely.
Ooh.
So
Looks like I'm a Noob and AMS Kong. Just maybe switch positions there. I think Kong may have got the move done on Noob.
didn't actually see that one. AMS Kong has to... Oh!
Very loose over that curve
Very,
coming out
very
of turn
loose.
9, wasn't it?
Oh,
Under that
man, we
Rolex
were, we were on board
Yeah.
with that.
He would have brought his lunch up from his stomach there. There's no doubt about it. That was a big scare.
Regurgitated his lunch like birds do to their children. Just disgusting. Would have been horrific. All in through his helmet, I bet all over the visor. That would have been disgusting. Thank God he didn't do that. But back up the field. Hey, Marcus is doing all right, isn't he? He was 2 seconds behind Prince, was he? Or have I just looked at the wrong person?
I didn't see the interval, but if it was, yeah, that's a good job because you think Prince, those 6-lap old hards would be in really good form right now. They'd be in good temperature. And, of course, yeah, Marcus, the mediums, they'll be rather tasty.
They will be fantastic. They will be, in fact, very, very tacky.
Let's have a look
Like
here.
a piece of chewing gum on the underside of a school desk.
He's closing that gap rather quickly.
He
Look at
is
this.
He is. That's all I
Yep.
can look at.
He's almost got it down to the 1 second mark. So, ooh, this is where the race is going to be, ladies and gentlemen. There's no doubt about
It's
it.
got yellow sectors in sector 2.
Oh, it's just
Marcus.
Marcus has gone purple. Purple sector 1.
Sector 2.
Oh,
Sector,
Marcus is
sector
in it.
1, sorry.
He's in a purple patch. There's no doubt about it. He's got it under 8/10.
Call him the purple Cabbage Patch Kids. He is on a form.
But Marcus got 3 seconds penalty in there, right?
He does.
Oh,
He does.
that is,
Marcus has got
that
a
is
penalty.
true, Jennifer. Absolutely.
Yeah, yep. Great spotting,
That is
Jennifer.
the trigger ball.
Yep.
That's why we've got you in Sky Race Control, to pick up the slack. There's no doubt about it.
Pick up the stuff that we're too useless to work out.
Yes, it's just behind the tail. No.
Oh, big moment there from Marcus coming down to turn number 16.
No, he's slowed down a little bit.
Oh, man. Oh, he's
Yeah,
just lost
he's
out there a little bit.
slowed
Still
down
get
a little
DRS, though.
Yeah.
Oh, big moment. Man, he's lucky to hang on to
Fastest lap for
that.
Marcus
Faster
too,
lap,
even with that moment.
1:31.6.
Even with that moment. Oh, man, that was super, super sketchy. He's actually got the freshest and best and quickest tyres in the top... Oh, actually, in the whole field.
Now, Riley's in some rare form too in P12 at the moment. He's got 17 lap old hards. In fact, they're going to be 18 lap old right now. He's right on the back of Tomo, who's on 7 lap old hards, and he's really putting a lot of pressure on Tomo. So you think Tomo should be able to pull away or maybe just hold position with such fresher tyres. Riley's getting nice and close to the back of that Alpha Tauri. And you'd imagine Riley's going to win a box fairly soon. I reckon he might be going hard to soft here. This is what I think.
Yeah,
He's getting fantastic traction out of these 18 lap old hards. Let's just stay on board with this for the moment.
Marcus, Prince and
Marcus, let's have a look.
Yes, please. And
Marcus putting some pressure on Prince as
Down
they come
through
into
spoon.
this Japanese spoon. Oh, beautiful line. Marcus probably goes a little bit deep on that one.
Tell you what, wasn't bad
It's a
though.
great
It's going to burn. He's going to
Wasn't
burn.
bad.
He's going to burn.
Is
Prince
Prince
must be
burning?
running
Yep.
probably lower downforce in the Prince car.
Slightly,
I imagine.
Yeah,
I reckon.
Yep. There's not much coming off in terms of
Nah.
time there. So let's have a look as they approach into these beautiful right to left-hander coming into the final turn.
Bit deep there from Marcus though. Down the main straight, DRS is going to be wide open like a windmill, as we know. He's not going to get him.
He's gone fastest lap again, Marcus. So that's back-to-back fastest laps from the McLaren driver.
Oh, he's pushing
really
too hard.
A bit deep there. He did. He took all
He's
of that
gonna-
curb, rode it like a skateboard.
He is just... Wow, that is left, right, and right. Like a bad game of Snap. And
that
I
is
reckon he's
Jackson
going to get held
in
up.
front
It is.
On the 20 lap old hard. So Jax is going to go hard to soft as well, you'd imagine. That's the strategy from Jackson Riley. No doubt.
Yeah, I reckon Prince... I don't know whether he'll be shivering in his boots, but down into 9, we go under the Emirates sign. Oh my God, here comes a lunge. Here comes a lunge. Oh, he's almost pushing him around the corner as Prince goes defensive to the inside. He's going to go for the switchback. It's not going to work. This is where the battle is. Oh my goodness.
Is going for it.
He is going on the outside of Spoon. He's going to try and take the race leader too. Look at these mids. They are firing up.
Look at
Absolute,
this
like a
control. I
sniper.
think he's got him.
Oh, he's got him.
Marcus
Yeah.
gets
He's
the
got
double
him.
move around the Japanese spoon. Let's go, young man. Great driving there. You reckon Jax is going to come back though as they come down the straight into this left hand? Will Jax pit or will he continue to battle with these guys because Prince is right on his ball sack as well? Let's have a look as they come into this right-hander. They're following each other very nicely. Prince goes deep. He goes out wide, tries to get a better run on the inside.
No,
He
Jax
switches
is
to the
boxing.
outside and Jax is in the box.
Jesse in the box, yes.
Oh,
So exciting.
I'm
to the last
sweating.
sections.
I'm sweating up a storm. That was amazing. So, okay, all right. Everybody take a deep breath out there in Twitchland. It's not over yet. We've still got 6 to go, including this one. So, yeah, you called it. Jax has gone to the soft. He has gone soft. Soft.
For 5 laps,
Soft.
6 laps, fair enough. Make it soft.
Yep,
Make it
he's
soft,
gone.
right?
He's gone from getting a hard on to getting, to soft. So clearly he's finished.
Well,
Oh, wait,
he's got
not
that
yet.
sponsor anyway in his back pocket, so
This is true. Capital
there'll
V
be no worries there.
for Viagra. Let's go. Jax, it's popped down into P8. So he's popped his pill and he's down in P8. He is just going to make his soft really work for him and try and move up through the field. Very, very slippery. So
Just
course,
half lap.
you don't need
Just
to
half
pop a
lap.
pill for
Marcus,
anything these
1
days.
second.
shout out to
Stay away from that
Durex.
stuff, boys.
Shout out to Durex Lube. Jax is going to slip his way through the field. Marcus.
Riley's in the dirt. He's gone too wide in turn 9.
That's 9. That's
so
9
he's
yellow
lost a couple of
flag.
positions. Oh, so those old tyres, they've crapped themselves, and he's going very slowly. I think he's just trying to recover those tyres.
I think his hard on is going to pop very, very soon.
That's
damage
unfortunate.
That is
Marcus gets
unfortunate.
another fastest lap.
Oh, mate, I tell you what, with 5 to go, Marcus is going to... He's almost pulled out a second. Prince is going to be banging up his battery. They're both burning up their battery. Oh, of course they are. Duel sitting in behind with 56, 57, 58%. Duel sitting comfortably here in a podium. KLX 5 seconds behind. Broke Vegan 2. Mash 1. Oh, excuse me, Tyler 2.6. Yeah, this is looking good for Marcus. I'll tell you what a strategy. He's got to get 3 seconds though, as Jennifer Lee very much pointed out. 3 seconds Marcus has got to get, otherwise he's going to run out.
Yeah, while he's just in the pit after this spin.
Riley. Yep, you're right. So he got some damage there, and he did want to get those softs. Yeah, so he should still get away with some points. Yeah, he should. Jax is pushing really hard on those softs. He's done 1 lap. He's got 5 seconds, just under 5 seconds to catch up to Tyler if he wants to improve on his points haul tonight. But he had a very good race there, no doubt, that first stint on those hards after getting caught up very early in the race.
Marcus, after 2 lap passing Prince and Jaxie, and then he already created a gap 1.6 with the 2 laps time already. That is pretty quick. And if this pace is strong another 2 laps, then we extend to 3 seconds to compensate.
Yeah, I reckon you might be right.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
He just seems to be really, really focused at the moment, Marcus. These last 10 laps, it's just been a masterclass. We've had a bit of a word from one of the boys in the in the McLaren garage KLX. He's had a few snaps and almost lost it a few times. So he's in P4 at the moment. He's had a very consistent race. He's going to pick up some good points. He's only 2 positions behind Prince, so he won't fall that far behind. And doing a great job out there. And so that's a great haul for McLaren. And I tell you what, McLaren need points this round because Aston Martin, I believe, right before...
I'm going to yellow sector.
Second one.
That was Roscoe. It looked like an Alfa Romeo. Yep, KLX did everything he could to avoid him and did.
But, through the Dunlop curve.
Yeah, Aston Martin are putting a lot of pressure on McLaren in terms of overall constructors' points. I believe they were 4 points behind them before the start of this round. So really battling it out at the top for that big chip at the end of the season.
P6, P8, Camaro's just.
He's dropping that time, isn't he? Yeah, it's already. He's dropped 2.5 seconds in just a lap. So you'd imagine
you guys very exciting. So Jax got the faster lap, 1:30.
1:30, very nice.
Yep.
So
Jax
Jax,
the fastest lap.
He's in the top 10, so that fastest lap will count.
Where are we now? Fastest lap.
And keep narrow down the gap.
Yes.
With P7.
32 for Tyler. 30.325. That is very, very fast. That is.
Tomahawk is in P11, looking to put some pressure on Imanoob as they come in this very fast section of the track. You don't want to take anything off the throttle there. Let's have a look. Tomo, I think he's just going to put some pressure on him. If he gets some nice exits out of these last couple of corners here, I think he could put a bit of pressure on. Let's have a look.
Squiggle there from Imanoob. Tomo's going to get the slipstream.
Far behind. Yep,
yeah,
he's
might
got
be.
DRS and Noob doesn't. So I think Tomo might be able to work on him here over the last few laps because the DRS is going to come in his advantage. Let's have a look. I think this is.
Imanoob's got 95% ARS.
Oh, wow. Okay.
95%. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Holy shit.
P11's just fine, Tomo. P11 is just fine, my man.
Yeah, you just finished the race. You was a good boy.
The race.
Yeah, he got the faster lap, 129.7.
Oh, he's done it again.
Got the fast lap.
Hey, can we just move back up the field very quickly to Marcus, who is nearly 2.5 seconds in front of Prince. We've got 3 to go. 2.5.
That's a great call.
He has picked up 9 tenths in the last 2 laps.
So
this could be it. This is going to come right down to the wire.
Prince is pushing. He's burning.
Prince
He's
is
got
burning.
absolutely no ERS, so Prince is doing everything he can
Zero
to try
ERS.
and stay under that 3-second penalty mark that will cost him the race, Marcus, if he can't stretch it over 3 seconds. So 2.7.
Nearly 2.7. 2.7 and a half.
2.75.
You know what?
Oh,
Those
so
mediums,
quick.
they're going to run
2.8.
out after about a lap and a half. So
Oh, it doesn't matter. He's just going to keep his shoes tied up all the way to the brim as Prince goes very, very wide up through turn 8, the Dunlop curve. Tell you what, it's 2.9 and a half.
it's
3
seconds.
It's 3.
He's got
3
it out to
seconds.
3. Oh, who do we stay on board with? I'm
Oh,
gonna
mate,
stumble
I don't
with Prince.
know. I might even just stay. I'm going to
Prince.
stay with Prince. I'll go
Okay,
with Marcus
alright.
for the end of the race. I'll call the end of the race. But yeah,
Alright,
that's
I'll-
3.1.
I'll
Oh,
stay on board with Marcus now and have a look. He's holding a very good line.
Prince is
wow.
pushing. He is pushing like a mother giving
Ooh.
birth, mate. I'll tell you what.
Oh,
He
mashes
is-
around. There
Matches
may
are
have
on,
been
yes.
an incident
Under the
with
bridge.
Oh, that was turn
yeah,
9.
under the bridge downtown where he drew some Ferrari blood. Unfortunately, there for Mash. Super unlucky.
Jack, very close to Tyler. P6, 7.
Oh, this is going to go absolutely down to the wire. It's going to be 3 seconds. It's under 3 seconds. Across the line comes Marcus. It's 3 seconds. It's definitely 3 seconds. 3.8, 3.1. Marcus takes the win here in Suzuka.
one more-
Prince.
one more lap.
Oh,
One
sorry.
more lap.
That was. Oh, sorry. I have read that completely wrong.
Wally spun.
I'm getting
Riley's around, is he?
far too ahead.
Yep. you keep focused on the Marcus and Prince, alright?
Yeah. Oh, 3.4.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
3.5.
Marcus is going to get this. He's
Yeah,
extending
Marcus
it.
definitely win.
But he's pushing pretty hard on the back of Jack's. He's got those
No, Jack's
14
already
lap old
passed him.
hearts.
Jet passed him. Jet's passed Taylor in the last T1.
Oh, the
have a
penalties
look.
are starting to. Oof.
Somebody say something, alright? It's 3.8 seconds now.
Oh man, I don't even know where to look. Tyler
Yes,
is less than a second.
Very, very exciting race, to be honest. It's now Marcus in the last sectors already is around 3.9 seconds apart from Princess.
Yes.
Good enough to compensate with 3 seconds penalty.
Yeah, I think Prince is resigned to the fact that Marcus has pulled away and he's going to get this win here. So
4 seconds.
bring it home, my friend.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
mate.
very good.
Heading down now towards, let's try this again, into 16, 17 and 18. The final chicane. Marcus runs his blood a papaya colour as he comes along to the start finish line, and he does take the win. I tell you what, on those meds, he made them work. Prince P2, Duels P3, KLX P4. Hopefully, if he can just make this work towards the end, those meds really worked for Marcus. They just did. That was just the perfect strategy across the line. KLX P4 as he does throw his car absolutely sideways. What a fantastic! Oh, Broke Bean does the same
does
thing.
likewise. And Jax
Does
comes over to take
likewise.
P6.
Says hello,
Tyler.
salute to you people out there. Take that and smoke it. Yep.
Tyler P7, Mash comes over the line for P8. Karama coming around the final turn now. P9 for the Alpine driver. Imanu coming around the final turn as well. He's going to pick
Whoa,
up
wait, that's
P10 in the
squiggly.
Aston Martin. Tomo, P11. He will take that P11. Well done, Tomo, in the Alpha Tower. We've got AMS. Kong actually moves up into P10 with those penalties that came into play.
Oh.
Scotty's going to kind of cross, you'd think, in P13. There's no penalties for him. Miller should pick up points as well, although he does have a penalty. Let's have a look. It's only 3 seconds, so yeah, Miller should pick up P14. Riley, P15 with the final points. So Scotty's just coming around now, the finish line in the Alfa Romeo. Scotty, well done after all that. He's got points. Shout out to Scotty for doing all the hard work in comms as well over the weekend. He's one of the best commentators that you'll ever hear in any league, and he does a fantastic job for Inters. One of the hardest workers we've got here, so shout out to you, Scotty. Well done, mate.
Whew. That was a race. That happened. That was exciting, to be honest. By crikey,
was
that was
that?
exciting.
Jeneth, was that exciting
Yep.
up in the Tier 1 Sky Race Control tonight?
It's really exciting all the time in the P1s, and you guys make it very exciting, to be honest. That's
That's how we
we're all
roll.
about the energy here. Yeah,
All
that's
about
man.
it.
Yeah. So, no, it was a pleasure having you in. Yep. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, Jenneth, it was really good having you in for those special comments, and definitely get you in again. At some stage. So, we'll just we'll go through this field. It's another great race. Make sure we scan through this.
Yep.
I'll invite some of these guys in for a chat. So Marcus, Prince, and Dools.
As we see Marcus, P1, Prince, Dools, KLX, Broke Vegan, rounding out your top 5. Jax, Tyler, Mash, Karama, and Kong. AMS Kong, of course, your top 10. I'm a noob. Tomo down there in P12. Scotty, Miller, Riley, the top 15. And Aussie 2K. Prime Mega B, Roscoe, Ducat, and of course Jenneth Lee, who had a DNF. There is a Jenneth Lee in there, in Sky Race Control and in the car. 2 places at once. He is a man, a myth, a legend. Managing to split himself in 2 and doing 2 things at once. So that is your top 18, top 19. Drivers here this afternoon in Suzuka under the beautiful sunshine. We did think there was going to be some questionable weather, but there was not. So I've just got to take a deep breath and maybe have a drink of water. I think that was an exciting race.
Certainly was.
I don't really know what to say. That was so intense. Towards the end, I'm going to eat a pistachio nut.
There was a lot of action. There's no doubt about it. Like, it was the race that we all anticipated coming back from that 2-week break, and outstanding performances from those guys. We do have P number 2 in here at the moment. So, Marty B, would you mind taking this one away while I chase down Marcus to get him in here? I know you love to interview Prince. Take it away, mate.
Prince, mate. That was a race, right? That was a race that happened, mate. How did you feel in the closing stages? So obviously you went onto the hards. You were on the hards at the end, and you just had Marcus in front of you on the meds. Did you think you were ever going to catch him, and what were your thoughts on the closing stages?
Yeah, let's just say that, the circumstances just demonstrate a kind of pretty high level of cowardice from both parties involved, I would say.
How do you mean?
Ooh, shots fired. Let's hear it.
Yeah,
look, who knows what would have happened if there were no external influences applied on the race. But to not even go wheel to wheel, go toe to toe, just get some mate to come in and do it for him. I thought that, nothing overstepped the line. It's just a sign of, I thought cowardice.
Okay. I'm not sure how to take that kind of that comment, but fair enough, mate. That's great feedback. To be honest, I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, to get your mate who qualified on hards, and Lee doesn't really race in that often, and basically just do his job for him, which was, get past me, because track position was everything in that battle. There's not much I can do in that situation.
I think I see what you're referring to. Okay.
I think it's pretty clear. And, I thought it was a great opportunity to go wheel to wheel. It would have been really, really close. But, they decided that that's not the option they wanted to go with. And, I'm not saying they overstepped the line. There's not going to be nothing in the reports. They didn't do anything wrong. It's just the kind of sportsmanship I've come to expect.
Interesting. Yeah. Of course, this is one side, one perspective, but you can't argue anyone's perspective, because perspective is reality. So if that's the way that that you perceived it, Prince, that's fair enough, mate. Be interesting to see what the others say about that. But of course, nothing we don't see illegal or maybe report worthy, but just some interesting insights into that race and some of the strategies that may have been used or maybe just perceived anyway. So interesting.
Yeah, look, it's not something that overstepped the line. I just thought it was,
Sure.
Worth and I can see it coming from a mile away. That's the beauty of it. Like, I'm in the party saying to Tyler, "Oh, you know what's about to happen," and it's like, it's.
It is what it is.
I wasn't quick tonight. I didn't probably deserve to win. It was in a position to win, but then decisions were made that were out of my hands that made it so that it was really unlikely for me to win. And that that's fine. That's racing, and like, they can do that if they please. I just thought that it's probably not the right move. He could have beaten me on total merit without any external influence tonight and chose not to.
Fair enough. Well, all right. Having said all that, look, I thought you ran a really good race, P2 in the end. So you have extended your lead over KLX. So, I guess there's a few positives still to take out of this one for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's good points either way, and it's good to be back after a 2-week break. Cheers, boys.
Definitely. And even your teammate, I think Tyler, I think he finished P8, was it? I'll have to check that.
I think it's P7. I think that's good points as well.
P7, yeah, Tyler, he did. So very consistent from him as well. And yep, great showing again from the Red Bull boys. So thanks for joining us again, Prince, and look forward to seeing you in Austria next week, which is one of my favourite tracks. And how do you feel about that one?
Is it Austria? Oh, I haven't driven there in a long while, but yep, cool.
Sweet. All right, mate. We'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us. And we have Marcus in here. I don't think we're going to get I'm a Noob. I think he's still got microphone issues, but yeah, Marcus, mate, Jesus, what a performance that second stint was. I think he just went into absolute beast mode with about 15 laps to go. You saw what was in front of you. You chased it down, guns blazing, took no prisoners, and took the win in round 11, Tier 1 again. So how was that for you out there, mate?
Oh yeah, it was great fun. As I've said in previous interviews, that the hard medium is the superior strategy, and I will 100% stand by that. I didn't really care about the first stint. I kept on to, as long as I could keep within 5 seconds of Prince, I knew that my strategy was going to just dominate the second half of the race. I kept within 2 seconds and came back out of the pits. The gap was about 2.5 seconds by the time my tyres warmed up, and then I just sort of reeled him in. Obviously got past him with Jack, which is, I believe, a bit of hypocrisy considering he's used those same strategies in the past, whether he's asked for it or not. It has been evident. And yeah, obviously it had no impact on the race because I ended up getting the 4-second gap following that. So yeah, I'm really happy to get the win, and great job by KLX also to get P4.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Great showing from the McLarens. Yeah, that overtake was definitely a highlight for me in that race, that double overtake on Prince and Jax.
Gosh,
there.
yes.
That was mouth-watering around the Japanese spoon. He definitely had a mouthful going around there. So, outstanding. Once again, Marty B, is there anything you want to add? I'm kind of running out of questions right now.
Nah, that's about it, mate. Just... I think we might go back to the... if anybody's out there aspiring to be a rapid driver on F122, what would be the top piece of advice you would give them, my friend?
Don't touch grass, practice a lot. That's it, really.
Thought that might be the
just
case.
Smoke grass, that's it.
Smoke grass, don't cut it with the front of your car, eh?
That's it. All right, Marcus.
That's it.
Yeah, another great performance, mate. Yeah, so that's a win for you in round 11 at Japan. So I'm sure you and KLX and the McLaren boys, I'm sure Mercy's going to be over the moon with that and probably extended a bit of a lead over your rivals in Aston Martin. So congratulations on another win, mate. And yeah, we'll see you next weekend at Austria.
Yeah, cheers. See you next weekend. Hopefully similar result.
Beautiful. Thanks, Marcus. All right, that's going to wrap up another round, Marty. What are your thoughts, mate? What are your final thoughts on that one? It was a bit of contention coming out of the interviews with some of the drivers there. So I'd imagine it's probably going to spill over into the Tier 1 chat, and we'll have to monitor things. But it sounds like, people have got strong opinions, but, it sounds like it's fairly well held. You know what I mean? Like no one's really abusing or going over the top or saying ill about one another. It's just tactics are being questioned, and I tell you what, it's going to make for a few interesting races with only 7 left. I think this is just going to add to the heat that we already see in Tier 1 every round, and couldn't ask for more really.
I think it just goes without saying. I mean, Tier 1, it's the most highly strung tier, obviously, in the league. These guys are very passionate about what they do. They're out there to win. And I guess it just comes with the territory. There's always going to be sort of speculation about, this guy's doing that thing or that guy's doing this thing. As long as it's not steward-worthy stuff and it's within the rules, I don't know. It's kind of like just get on with it, boys, and get on with the racing. But, you don't want anybody's feelings hurt or anything. So, man, I'm mixed mind,
we are human. So,
Yeah.
you know, there are feelings involved. And I've got to say, like, I was involved in a little one yesterday, and I overheated big time. There was no doubt about it. So, look, you know, sometimes it gets the best of us, but, you know, when it all boils down, we're just out there having fun. And like you said, if it's just tactics that personality picking, maybe, you know, who knows what to call it. But it just adds a bit more spice to it. So, yeah, I'm loving it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Gosh, that was
Jeneth.
Jeneth, what are your thoughts, mate? You're still here. What are your
final
thoughts?
mate? Yeah.
No, it's not what you exactly saying. You are correct because we are all humans and just feel very stressful when you get some pressures in sometimes. And indeed, it's
That's
not
right.
the pressures come from the driver behind you or just internally got some problem and I feel pressure, I have to push it very hard. Just like what Marcus doing. He did it a very good example to us is exactly where he has to make 3 seconds faster than the second pace, and then he just keep his praising, and then make it happen, and then didn't put under pressure. To be honest, what I have did last Friday in a tier 4, why I got a problem is because I heard. I can hear the engine sounds behind me. He chasing me about this 3 second penalty that what I cannot compromise. So I think that I have to push it very hard in the last lap, and I spin 2 times, and it gone. It's where my race is exactly is happening. So the what Marcus is just build up a very good example to us. Stay calm,
Yeah.
doing what you are consistent,
Definitely.
and then you will make it happen. Yeah.
I think what helps Marcus as well is just the what's the word I'm looking for? The fact that he's done it a lot more often, experience, and also he seems to just like produce under pressure. You know what I mean? Like it was 3 seconds that he had to get over Prince, and you know that's no easy task. You got to say, and he did it, and he did it on the faster tyres, so he did have a fairly big advantage. But still, to produce like that, it just goes to show these guys right at the top. I think no matter what they do in life, they've got the ability to push through times that are very, very stressful. So it's gonna help them as they develop, not just in racing but in life in general. So it's good stuff to have.
Agreed.
So
I
it's
think
exactly
cool.
his consistency with his tie and his racing, everything is so everything's make himself very strong, build up internally very strong. So I can make it, and actually he can get into P1s and win the game.
It's like that little
100%.
choo-choo train. I think I
Yeah.
can. I think I can. Yeah. Anyway, so
All right.
we'll leave it there.
But it
That's
sends some song.
yeah. Thanks for joining us, Jeneth. Marty
Yep.
B, as always. That's round 11, Inters Racing League. Tier 1, fantastic weekend after the Inters Easter break. So thanks for joining, everyone, and we'll see you next weekend, Friday night, for Tier 4 at Austria at 8 p.m. We'll see you then. Thanks for joining us. Peace.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Cheers, man. See you
Thanks
guys.
for joining us in Sky Race Control. We will see you in 7 days on Sunday at Austria. Peace.